Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
It is a rough day for the Pacers fans. It is a rough day for the Haliburton is a superstar in the making crowd. It is a rough day for the backup brigade. It is a rough day for some.
Who's it a great day for, though? I mean, I'm just always right.
For Shady McCoy, it's a great day. That is Eagles Hall of Famer LaShawn Shady McCoy. To my left, basketball brilliant mind, basketball extraordinaire, the one and only Rick Bucher. And on the far end, the one and only, always suave, James Jones.
Hey, usually, like, he's real creative, like, with the open.
Morning, bro.
It's not a rough day for Emmanuel Acho, too. I mean, because you've been sticking your neck out there for Tyrese Haliburton, man.
I thought related.
I was watching. I don't think it was related.
Is he Nigerian? I didn't know.
No, he full-fledged All-American, Tyrese is. The red. The white and the blue.
Slick.
Go ahead, Shady. Go ahead.
Slick is the basketball expert. I go to him. But sometimes you need to call your friends. Call me, dog.
I know.
I try to tell you.
We should all have the resilience of Shady. Because Shady has completely forgotten that he didn't even have the Pacers here, right?
Well, nobody did.
On that New York Knicks run, right? But that's what makes a champion. You gotta have that goldfish memory.
Hey,
oh, man,
it is about to be
I'm always right.
an epic show here in the facility. We got to talk about everything that you already witnessed last night. It was a game that everybody was watching. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. And the Thunder, it looks as though they have tried to, if they haven't already, completely close the door on this series. J-Dub, Jalen Williams, 40 points in that game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 31 points in that game. First duo in the finals to have 30 and 40 since LeBron and Kyrie did it themselves. Here is J-Dub after his epic 40-point performance.
Big dub.
He was like really gutsy tonight. He stepped into big plays. I feel like every time he needed a shot, he made it. He wasn't afraid. He was fearless tonight.
It's something more that I'll like look back on later on than like worry about what kind of statement it makes. I think the only statement we have right now is we're up 3-2, and we still have to go earn another win.
Yeah. Oh, Shady happy. It's about to be a great show. Shady McCoy, the finals, are they officially over, though? There is one more game at least to play.
Then over. Told you this since game one. You know, and sometimes you just got to brag a little bit. I was right. I was always right. It's a better team. I mean, this being serious here, like, and I think we got to show some love to the Pacers from getting there, right? Because nobody had the Pacers going to the finals. True. You know, and they found different ways to do it, right? Beat some good teams.
Don't eulogize them until it's over, okay? I don't need to. Let's show them some love. They lived a good life. You know what I'm saying? They had great family. And no. Don't eulogize them just yet.
The first thing I told y'all is that it reminds me of a college basketball team.
You said that?
Like a Cinderella story, right? And, you know, we didn't expect much from them, right? And they got this far. They deserve some type of credit. The Thunder is too good, right? We want to, kill Haliburton. I'm not going to do that today, right? Because he's a really good player. And I feel like nowadays that's just not good enough. You got to be either like a superstar, you great, or you not good at all. And I'm not going to live by them rules. So he's a good player. I'm going to leave it at that. I will say this, though. The Thunder's defense is so different. Like, we said the same thing about Ant-Man. Well, he's not getting the shots. He's not doing this. Okay, well, maybe that was Ant-Man. Let's go to Haliburton. The same thing. So instead of this coming at them players, let's just say that the way they play defense is different. Another thing about the Pacers, why I call them a college team, when you need buckets, right? Because they made some great runs. When the Thunder go up by double digits, they found a way to get into that lead and bring it back to a reasonable game. 5 points, 3 points, 6 points. But they don't have a real superstar in the building. When you watch OKC, when they need a bucket, if it ain't SGA, it's J-Dub for the dub. And that's why they're just a better team and they outmatched. It don't matter about all this coaching stuff you want to talk about. I love coaches. But the only thing coaches can do is look out of shape and tell you what to do and put you in the right position to win. They can't go out there and play. And when you watch OKC, watch the Pacers, I don't care how much Rick Carlisle great calls he has. He ain't playing, and that's why they losing. And you losing money.
Salt into the wound. The series is over. It's over.
Can you say it's been over, like I said? Or
No.
Okay.
It's over now because the Pacers are not winning 2 games in a row. That's what it comes down to. I think the Pacers can stretch it to 7. I think the Pacers have enough fight, enough resiliency. I think they have enough depth and their home crowd. They can stretch it to 7. But you're not beating the Thunder 2 games in a row, and it's over because of J-Dub. We knew what Shea was going to do. We all could have predicted Shea would average 32, 5, and 5 in the finals, and that's what he's averaging. He's averaging his averages. It's J-Dub who's not averaging his averages. It's J-Dub who's gotten better every single game, 17, 19, 26, 27, 40. J-Dub is the reason this series is over. J-Dub is the youngest player to score 40 in the finals since Russell Westbrook did it, I believe, about 10 or so years ago. And then since Magic Johnson did it before that, about 50 or so years ago. The series is over based upon what J-Dub is doing, not even what Shea is doing. If J-Dub is going to start playing like an absolute superstar, not an all-star that he is, but an absolute superstar, the series is over. The Pacers could match Shea. The Pacers could match a 20-point-per-game J-Dub. Pacers can't match a 30-point-per-game J-Dub, and they surely can't match a 40-point J-Dub. When Haliburton has shrunk into a mole, J-Dub has matured into a full-grown German Shepherd, and that is where the series is over. Pascal gave you 28. Pascal did his job. Pascal, to some degree, neutralized what Shea did. 31-28, neutralization there. But the second-best scorer in J-Dub's 40 to Haliburton's 4, absolutely putrid performance. I'll get more to Tyrese Haliburton later, but shout out to what J-Dub has been able to do. Finals for me is over for that reason.
Yeah, and there is, we are in mourning, right? Because you ever watch like a TV series that kind of hooks you and you're following it, and then you get to the ending and you're like, man.
Like that was it.
It was so good up till now, and now I already know, like,
yeah.
That's what I'm feeling with this series. The Pacers made it interesting, and they made it more interesting than we expected initially, right?
That's true.
And then it was, oh no, you know what? They're just like this. And I push back on the idea. See, I think what makes the OKC special is they have that college team mentality as well. They just also have superstar potential. But the way they play defensively, and the way Shea and Jalen, for as many points as they score, I never feel like they're just taking over. Like a LeBron James, Kobe Bryant type of, like the ball's in their hand and like everybody's getting to eat off of them. If you don't stop them, they're going to get the bucket. If you stop them, they're finding somebody else and those boys are knocking it down. And what you had with the end of Indiana Pacers is you just didn't have that fire starter. Like Tyrese Haliburton at various times through these playoffs was that fire starter. But then you come up against this OKC defense, and as the series went on, they just kept turning the screws, right? Yeah. They're turning the screws this way, and initially the Pacers were able to turn the screws. And then Jalen Williams and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander were like, no, we're going to unlock them. Like, we're going to get comfortable. And that's what we saw last night. Like, I don't see any way in which the Pacers are turning the screws back the other direction. So I think they'd be lucky to get it to a
Those screws is locked. They in the wall. They in the wall.
It's we already know where this is going. So, the eulogies, Shady's just getting ahead of everybody else. They're coming. We know they're coming.
TV hung up. Everything's put together.
It's set.
Sofa's ready. Like,
where you at, Jay?
Yeah, it's over. You know when they say, you know what they say, I don't know where you go, but you got to get up out of here.
You don't have to go home, but
You
you
don't
can't
gotta
stay
go home,
here.
but you got to get up out of here, man. This here's a wrap. And kudos to the Pacers because they talked me out of it because even when they won game one, I stood up here and I said, this is very, very lopsided. When they step on the basketball court, it looked like I'm looking at two totally different teams. And they won 2 games, and they talked me out of that. They did by the way they played. And last night it brought me back to that. It's just a lopsided matchup. And they're fighting. They are trying. The bench players is doing their job. The coach is doing their job. We'll get to the person that's not doing their job to help them win this series. But this here is over. You have to beat them twice, and you have to beat them in OKC. I don't know how they get it done. I can't even think how they get it done. I don't even know a game plan to get it done. This here is over. They have the better players. They have the better team. I don't know how Indiana could turn this into a Game 7 with what I watched last night. Like I said, Shea still sits on the bench without a towel. He cool, he calm. J-Dub is getting better. This series is over. It's been over.
Slick, you free next week?
It's a wrap.
Before I should ask some real questions before it gets too serious.
Yeah.
I just want to know because I like to eat. You free next weekend? Next week? How you want to?
Yeah, we got 2 dinners.
Yeah,
we got
okay.
one coming this way.
Right. But whenever you negotiate that, because I don't know. You said you might do end of the month, or you might do July. You just said you got a lot of.
Work it out.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to work mine out real quick. You free next week? Let me know. Let me
For
know.
clarity, Shady lost a bet to Slick a week ago that the Pacers would win Game 3, and then Slick lost.
No.
Will.
I said the Pacers would win another game.
Okay.
And then they went
Then
right
they
out
won
there
game.
and they got the next game.
Next game.
So I won that.
Then Shady suggested that the series was going to be over and that the Thunder would win it, and it's looking very Shady-oriented.
But Shady, hold on a second. Like, how are you planning your dinner
He
already?
ain't paid up, huh?
I won my bet. Like, that's in the books, right?
Shady-
And we're all saying yours is coming.
Yeah, Shady said
But we
it's
ain't
over, though.
scheduling yours first.
When the next game?
Thursday.
I'll see you Thursday.
I have delayed 11 minutes on this topic. It's a topic that kept me up last night. It's a topic that has had me irate for about 9 hours now. Tyrese Haliburton's abomination to the game of basketball that we witnessed yesterday. He only scored 4 points, but he was playing through an injury. I have a gigantic issue. Well, first off, I want y'all to hear Haliburton. Take a listen.
It's NBA Finals. It's the finals, man. I've worked my whole life to be here, and I want to be out there to compete. Help my teammates any way I can. I was not great tonight by any means, but it's not really a thought of mine to not play here. If I can, walk, then I want to play.
Tyrese Haliburton's a point guard. I would say he's the ultimate point guard. The job of a point guard is to distribute, put his team and his teammates in positions to win. He didn't do that last night. The most selfish thing I've seen Tyrese Haliburton do is try to play hurt. Because he tried to be a hero. Oftentimes in basketball and sports and even in this culture, we have this machismo alpha male idea of, I'm going to put the whole team on my back. No, what you did last night was put the whole L on your back, Tyrese Haliburton. Because your backup, McConnell, was the only player I would suggest that had a legitimate plus-minus. Shout out to Benedict as well. In that game, McConnell had the second most points scored in that game, but you, Tyrese Haliburton, thought that you were going to be a god, you were going to be a hero. You said if you could walk, that you were going to walk on that court. You should have walked your butt to the back end of the bench, is what you should have done. No made field goals, no steals, no blocks. You was out there just running and jumping as if this were track and field, as if the job on the court was not to put the ball into the basket. Haliburton, I would suggest, didn't necessarily play hurt. He just played for the opponent. Like Haliburton, the job is to get the job done. And if you can't get the job done, understand you can't get the job done and sit your tail on the bench. I'm not going to applaud you for playing hurt. You said you wanted to do anything you could to help your team win. What you could have done in that moment was to sit down because you weren't helping anybody do anything except the Oklahoma City Thunder win that game. I have a gigantic issue with Haliburton playing hurt because to me, that was ego. To me, that wasn't leadership. To me, that wasn't heart. To me, that wasn't guts. To me, that wasn't poise. To me, that wasn't sheer determination and domination. It was ego. It was ego standing in the way of the Pacers potentially doing what they have yet to do, which is win an NBA championship. You saw McConnell cooking. I saw TJ cooking. Your coach saw TJ cooking. So why didn't you just keep watching TJ cook? Instead, you wanted to get out there knowing you could do nothing to help because you did nothing to help. And now the Pacers are in a hole that I believe is insurmountable. Because now y'all got to go try and beat a team twice that hasn't lost back-to-back in God knows how long, which is the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I have a gigantic issue with Haliburton playing hurt because there is no hurt in sports. Everybody at this junction in time is hurt. And if you step on the court, ask the man to my right who played a long time professionally and played at a very high level, ask the man on the far end to my left who played a long time professionally and played on a high level, and ask the man immediately to my left who has watched the game at a high level for over 3 decades now, if you step on the court, we judge you accordingly. There is no I was hurt excuse to cower and hide behind. You played, you weren't hurt, you shouldn't have played. I have a gigantic issue with it. Rick, let me go to you immediately. Yeah. Where do you stand on Haliburton playing hurt?
You ever had a friend who, like, vouches for another friend? They look like they've recovered over something. Because if anybody I hurt for outside of the Indiana Pacers, it's my man, Emmanuel, right now. Yeah, because you vouched for Tyrese Haliburton. And I understand that. And he let you down. Like, you have that friend that you say, no, they get over some problem they have. And you're like, no, they're better. They're not going to do this again. And then they go do it again. And you're like, damn. My issue is that I couldn't immediately tell that he was hurt.
Right.
Because I've seen this at times before. Game 3 against Cleveland.
Shut up.
He has 4 points. Game 5 against the Knicks. He has 8 points. I've seen him where I'm like, why is he not being aggressive in this situation? So it wasn't until they came up with the whole, and he hurt it in Game 2. He was 1 rebound short of a triple-double in Game 3. I don't want to hear this at this point.
Right.
Like, to your point, I think you're absolutely right. Like, this was a selfish act. You either go get it done or you sit your butt down. That's just the reality here, because because TJ McConnell was getting it done. And there was a couple other guys that I put on that same boat. Dude, you're not getting it done. And honestly, I don't care what Haliburton says. Rick Carlisle has to make that decision. You know what? You're not bringing it. I got other guys who are at least trying to bring it.
No doubt.
I'm going to put them on the floor, and I'm going to live and die with them. Well, I'm not giving up on you, but this ain't your time right now.
Wait, so hold up. I got my own take on him, but I respect him playing. Like, first of all, he one of the main reasons why they got to this point.
Sure.
Correct? You going to tell me to sit down because I'm hurt? Now, to be respectful, I was trying to figure out when did he get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I watched the game, like you was laying down for a little bit, you got back up, you run up and down, you shooting the shot, you trying to get your shot off, you getting D'd up. I watched this whole series. He probably like had one real great game where he played really, really well. I don't know about great, but played well.
Yeah.
But I've watched you have 5 points in 3 quarters. You had 4 points in 34 minutes. I'm thinking like, was you hurt then? Because you've been playing hurt the whole time. Right? Now, I don't have an issue with you if when you're the main player on teams, a coach can't just take me out the game. That's not your call, coach. Because I got us here. So I do respect that part, but I hate the excuses.
That's it.
Yo, you out there, you out there.
That's it.
You playing. Kobe Bryant ain't gonna make no excuse. I'm hurt. I'm out here, coach. I can play. Play the game. So I don't mind that part, but I don't like the excuses. You haven't been playing well because you haven't been playing well. Get them boys over there, OKC, better defense. That's what they've been doing. But to make it like you was hurt, that's why you play bad? No. I'm not buying that. But I do respect you out there playing.
I can't even respect that, though, 2-5. I can't, because to me, like, that's that overly alpha psyche that's really just hurting people. Not hurting people in the literal sense, hurting people and hurting the team. Haliburton playing last night did not help the Pacers. It got them way further away from winning. I think he had the worst plus-minus of any Pacers player, and that's saying a lot because Nembhard was terrible. I'll address him later. I can't respect it because I need you as not just the best player, but the most intuitive player. Haliburton has the greatest awareness on this team, greatest court vision on his team. He knows everybody that's moving everywhere before they get there. He knows what's going on. Have that same awareness for the moment. Understand, you know what? McConnell cooking right now. He cooking right now. Why would I go back out there knowing I can't even try to create a shot? Haliburton had wide open threes that he didn't even try to take. He's just kicking it to the corner immediately. Bro, why are you on the court then? Why are you on the court right now, James? That's my frustration.
It's fake alpha. It's fake alpha. is what it is.
But not only that, like, watching the game, he looked hurt.
That's
Because he ain't, I ain't seen him limp yet.
Yeah.
No, I'm dead serious. Like, I didn't see him limp on the court yet. The way he looked yesterday was the same way he looked all series. He tried to go off of 32 different screens to get him on Chet. And Chet been sliding his feet and staying in front of him. He tried to go off 34 other screens and get on any other matchup that he possibly could get on the OKC, and it ain't the right matchup because everybody is staying in front of him. I didn't see this dude limping at all. The problem is he just did not play well. That's it. He did not play well. And he ain't been playing well in this series. He hit one shot and had one good game. Other than that, he has not been playing well. This series is over because of Haliburton. I don't care what nobody says. Haliburton has not showed up in the finals. You got 5 points or 3 points through 3 quarters. Last night, you do not show up. You got 17 points in the other. Like, it's over because he is not showing up. It ain't no injury. Everybody out there, Shay out there, everybody can make injuries. I'm tired, I'm playing minute, whatever. Road ain't whatever. You're out there. He's the only one on this team. The bench has showed up. Siakam has showed up. Turner has showed up. Everybody has showed up. The coach has showed up, except Haliburton consistently in this series. And that's the main reason why it's over. It ain't no injury. It ain't no pride. It ain't no nothing. It's OKC.
But see, this is my problem. Haliburton has now given James Jones the ability to say that.
That's what
he stepped on the court. I can't believe that Haliburton was healthy. I can't believe Haliburton went 0 for 6 from 3, 0 for 6 from the field. I think it was, 0 for 4 from 3. I refuse to believe Haliburton was healthy. I refuse to believe that was a healthy
when he had,
Haliburton.
Was he healthy when he had 5 points through 3 quarters?
At least, James, in the fourth quarter, he had 12. So at least if he would have had 12, if he would have had 12 in the fourth quarter, that would have made a difference in this game.
You stop because you know that you stood up here and you said them points didn't even mean nothing. James,
at least he got him.
He tried to shoot them yesterday, though.
So them plays right there, them plays we just saying, he looked hurt right there for you?
No.
But we knew he was hurt. He left the game. He went back to the tunnel for at least 4 or 5 minutes. Like, we knew he was hurt.
I'm asking you, though. Let's look at these plays for a second, though, right? I don't want to say, look, he looked hurt to you?
No.
Come on, yo.
He's moving. I mean, he has a heartbeat. Don't mean he's healthy. He got a pulse out there on the field.
Everybody out there's hurt. Everybody got something bruised, something banged up. That's part of the game. You're in the finals. You're the last 2 teams playing. You play the most basketball of anybody. You're going to be banged up. In any sport, you're going to be banged up. I watched SGA tell Check, hey, get up, we need you.
Correct.
Check, bro, I can't even move. Hey, we need you. Play, we need you. Unless you really hurt where you can't even move a certain way, then come out the game. This is my only issue is, like, we die on our sword, right?
Yeah.
And we use that term as, like, in the battle. And you've been practicing this whole time. You've been training all season. You going through the regular season. You go through the playoffs. Now we're in the finals. Okay, you might be a little banged up. Cool. But you fight through that.
But there's a difference.
And the last thing is, you're not just a role player. You are a main star player. You got us here.
But there's a difference to me, 2-5, between being, like, hurt and being injured. And I think Haliburton was somewhere on the line. We know this. If you're injured, you can't go. Right? If you got a torn ACL, you're injured, you can't go. If you're hurt, it's user discretion. Hey, it's up to you, Haliburton. I remember we're playing against the Tennessee Titans. I make a tackle on Sean Green. Shady, who's running back for the Titans? Sean or Shannon Green? There's a running back out of Iowa.
Oh, Sean Green.
Sean Green. I make a tackle on a dude named Sean Green. As I'm making the tackle, offensive lineman, he knocks me to the ground because I'm here like this. I hear pop, boom. I feel something. I'm laying on the ground. I'm trying to get back up because they're about to go in and score. Fletcher Cox, he looks at me and he sees I'm grimacing. He's like, you hurt? I'm trying to just stay in the game and play. He's like, are you hurt? I'm like, He's like, Acho, get out. I'm like, you're right. Because I'm going to sit here and try. I ended up having a torn groin, a second-degree torn groin, complete torn osmosis. Now, but at the point in which I can't help the team, get out. Haliburton, if you can't help the team, all I'm saying to you is if you can't help the team, get out.
Could you walk?
I missed the next game.
Could you jog?
I could have tried to play because I'm a tough guy.
Let's say, could you jog?
Probably not.
He's sprinting out here, man. He's stopping on the dime. He's going back and forth. He don't look hurt to me. Like, come on, man. And another thing is, if you're not hurt like you was, you sound like you was really, really hurt. He just like he was kind of injured. And another thing is, if we look at any other superstars, right, that play this game, and they get banged up, and they don't come back in the game, we like, it better be something real serious. Yeah. We look at it. Look at all the superstars that did in the playoffs. The Steph Currys, the Ant-Mans, they've been in the tunnel and they came back out. Steph tried to play. I pulled a hand, I can't play.
Whoa. Jordan Poole. when Jordan Poole was still there, championship run. Steph Curry's
That's my
injured,
squad.
and Jordan Poole is taking care of business. And Steph Curry's coming off the bench.
Right.
And he's letting Jordan Poole eat. Not this is the first game. Steph Curry comes back and shows that he can play.
That's a good point, Shady.
Game two,
That's a good
game
point.
two, Jordan Poole starts again. Steph Curry comes off the bench. He lights it up.
This
you know
before-
what? We're still going this direction. I'm going to let Jordan Poole play.
Good point.
Because I'm going to take advantage of that. My issue was, to your point, when they were working to get those switches, they'd get the switch and then he wouldn't attack. It wasn't like Chet Holmgren was moving his feet. He couldn't get by him. Now, whether that was because he was injured or whatever it was, dude, if you're not going to try to get it done, how can I leave you out there to say, well, you got it done there before?
But my thing is,
Shepman did him up all series.
and that's my thing. Like you said, you heard it at game 2. He looked the same. He did not look. Now I can see, Acho. I can see your point. If he was limping out there, and you like, why are you trying to gut it out and McConnell cooking? I can understand that point. Like you out here limping and McConnell out here balling and. Get out the game.
I'm not.
My man ain't limping. He ain't doing nothing. He trying to take my man off the dribble. He just couldn't do nothing.
James, I'm not saying he's hurt. I'm saying for whatever reason, you can't get it done. If you say it's hurt, okay, fine.
But if
You're
you
not
just can't get
getting
it done, that's the
I got
coach,
somebody else
though.
who is.
But the coach should do that.
That's my point.
So then we blame the coach, not Haliburton.
But Shady's saying, no, you got to let the star out there because he's been a star in previous games.
I just can't.
He's not been a star in previous games, too.
I just can't imagine on any team you ever played on, any basketball player or whoever you know that's a superstar that's really driving a team, that if you not hurt but you injured, you tell me you're not going to play because the coach going to pull you out the game? It's not going to happen.
I mean, he should try to play.
It's not going to happen.
He should say, Coach, I'm good, but it's the coach's job to be like, no, you're not good. He going.
Before we go,
Exactly.
y'all guys are talking about real injuries. The Steph Curry thing, he was really hurt.
I know that.
So he was really hurt for a nice period of time, first of all, and then they was trying to rep it up a little bit so he won't, because if you've been sitting down and you get right in the game, you can hurt something. So they didn't let him rep it up a little bit. Cool, that's one thing.
3 games.
What I'm saying is, if you are just injured, and you're not hurt,
and you can play,
and you look like you running, and you stop, and you cut, and you look the same Haliburton that was last night, I seen him all series.
All series.
Seen him all series. So to me, it don't look like you hurt or injured. Like I can't tell the difference. But imagine telling a superstar player though, you're not going back in because you say you injured.
I didn't know he was a superstar.
I mean, for them, for the Pacers, he is. For the Pacers, he is.
We are just getting started here in the facility. A lot to get to. Hey, when we return, interesting news coming out of Cleveland. Hey, word on the street is they're saying they might actually keep all 4 of the quarterbacks. That would be unheard of. Absolute chaos going on with the Browns. We have to deduce what that actually means. Do we agree with the decision? They might keep all 4 of them. Don't forget, check us out every day. Fox Sports Channel, Sirius XM. Just getting warmed up. Hey, it seems like all 4 quarterbacks might stay in Cleveland. Somebody has to make that make sense. They have a crowded quarterback room. You know the names by now. I will remind you. Joe Flacco, Super Bowl champ. Kenny Pickett, first-round pick. Dylan Gabriel, they drafted him in the 3rd round. And the superstar by name, at least, Shedeur Sanders. Hey, now there's a report suggesting, Shady, they might consider keeping all 4 quarterbacks this season. James, that's pretty unheard of to me. Usually there's 2 quarterbacks on a roster. You might keep a 3rd on practice squad, but never, ever, ever would you keep 4 quarterbacks on a roster. But the Browns might do that. Yeah. You agree with that decision?
I agree with it 100%. And it's crazy that they saying this before training camp and before Shedeur even got an opportunity to play a game. That means he has checked every single box that they need to check. Because 3rd round pick, you're not going to get cut.
Of course
You're
not.
going to make the football team unless you just bad. And even if you bad, you're probably going to be on practice squad. So for them to come out right now before they have played a preseason game to say we are going to keep 4 quarterbacks, number 1, that lets me know it's a wide open competition.
Come on now.
Number 2, we want to keep these veterans out here. Let them maybe try it out there first. But we're going to keep these young boys because they showed us we could play. And for Shedeur to be a 5th rounder and to get out there in OTAs and mini camps and check all the boxes, that is why they talking like this. I absolutely love the idea because I think that all these dudes is going to get an opportunity to play and let the best man win the job. But I love it because you ain't got one right now and you don't know what the rookies are going to be.
I don't believe they're going to keep all 4.
Yeah, they bluffing.
They
think they bluffing.
They playing around.
Y'all know what
The real truth is we haven't even gotten to pads yet. We've been OTAs, and they see what number 12 look like. And they like, yo, this young guy we got is probably the most talented guy in the room.
True.
And to be respectful, we took a guy in the third round, so like James said, that he's probably going to be there. You got Kenny Pickett, who you traded for to the Eagles, right? A champion, left Pittsburgh to the Eagles to, learn a little bit, play a little bit better. Showed me a different side of him than I seen in Pittsburgh. And then Joe Flacco, like Acho just talked about, he's an old vet, right? 40-something years old, played a lot of football, some good, some bad, but he played a lot of football. Shedeur the best one in the room, and they know that. And I think now this gives him a real chance to be a starter in probably week 1. Because before I was like, he's obviously going to make the team, in my opinion. He's going to make the team. He'll have a chance to start later down the road. But now when I'm hearing how the coaches are talking about it, think about this. You're in a world where you're telling me that all these, from a 5th rounder, a 3rd rounder, an old 40-year-old quarterback, and a 1st rounder that hasn't been really good, that we're going to compete for a starting job. Yeah. Get everybody 1st and 2nd team reps. Okay, I like that was different. Now you're hearing, we might keep all 4. Come on now. The writing's on the wall. Yeah. Next team we go in here in training camp. It was a hard decision, but we decided to go with Shedeur Sanders. That's what's going to happen next. I'm telling y'all.
I think it would be the dumbest thing in the world to keep all 4. Rarely, James, on this show, especially sitting next to Shady, sitting next to you, rarely, and I'll be honest, humbly, am I an expert on things. Yeah. Shady played at a higher level, you played at a higher level, y'all both won Super Bowls, all the things. I would suggest, at least the foremost expert on this show in roster construction, because I had to play on special teams. You keep all 4 quarterbacks, you have a completely imbalanced roster. I'll give you a prime example that involves Shady. We traded Shady to the Buffalo Bills. In exchange, we acquired Kiko Alonso. I won't talk about whether that trade makes sense or not. Obviously, it didn't.
What was his name again?
Kiko Alonso, linebacker.
I forgot his name.
So when we acquired Kiko Alonso, the dilemma at the time is we had D'Amico Ryans at linebacker. We had Michael Kendricks, one of the highest paid linebackers. We had Kiko Alonso at linebacker. Here's the problem, America. You only start 2 linebackers at a time. Yeah. Which means now the dude we just traded for Shady has to be on special teams. That doesn't make any sense.
That makes no sense.
Or Michael Kendricks, one of the highest paid players in the league, he has to be on special teams. That didn't make any sense. Simultaneously, Shady, you might remember, we acquired Miles Austin at wide receiver. We also had Riley Cooper at wide receiver. So Miles Austin was now our 5th receiver. What do 5th receivers have to do on football teams, James Jones?
Special teams.
5th receivers have to play special teams. So now we got Miles Austin running down on kickoff. We got Michael Kendricks running down on kickoff. So our special teams unit in 2015 was ranked 23rd. In 2014, it was ranked number 1. Because we had a complete roster imbalance. Because now we got too many linebackers, we got too many old receivers. If you keep 4 quarterbacks, now that's 2 quarterbacks that ain't playing special teams. So is Shedeur Sanders running down and tackling people on punt? I don't think so. Is Joe Flacco running down and tackling people on kickoff? I don't think so. Remember, viewers at home, not talking to the people to my left and right. They already know this. 53 people on an NFL roster, 47 suit up. After you take away the 22 starters, that's about 25 people left. After 1 punter and 1 kicker and 1 long snapper, that's about 22 people left. Now, if 2 are playing quarterback, 3 extra quarterbacks, so there's only 1 starting at quarterback, that's about 19 people left. That's not enough. So to me, James, the reason it's idiotic is rip the Band-Aid off. If Shedeur gonna start, like Shady's saying, let Shedeur start. Yeah. If Flacco gonna start, let Flacco start. But why do I have 3 dudes eating sunflower seeds on the bench during the course of a game? I need another James Jones on my team. Or I need another Acho on my team. I don't need another Shady on my team. He already running down as a running back. So it's just dumb. Rip the Band-Aid off and start Shedeur if that's what you want to do. Yeah, that's fine.
But number one, we know that if they do keep 4 on the active roster, 1 is not dressing every single game. Of course. So it's going to be 1 that's not dressing every single game. Possibly could be 2. So you could still have guys running down.
But now you just wasted 2 spots.
But not only that, you don't know who good though. That's the situation Cleveland's in right now. They don't know who the best one is. We know what Flacco's going to give you, 3-4 wins. Kenny Pickett played well in a couple games when Jalen Hurts got hurt. We don't know what he's going to be in Cleveland. So we can't let either of these 2 young boys walk and these 2 dudes don't plan out. And not only that, the money. We are talking about $7 to $8 million if they keep all 4.
That ain't nothing. Yeah, for a quarterback?
That's 0. You understand? So it's not like it's going to hurt them financially or something because none of these quarterbacks is making big-time money. So you have the ability to keep all 4.
Shady, you want to get into, at least you've talked about it, you said there needs to be more players, scouts, player managers, player general managers, et cetera. Whenever I sit with Shady James, either watching a college dude, because I do the college stuff, I'm like, hey, Shady, you think this dude nice? It takes Shady about 2 quarters, maybe a quarter, to be like, nah, this dude can't play. Maybe 2 quarters, this dude can play. James, you coach kids, you say this all the time. It does not take you long to identify if a guy can play or not.
You know what it's
I
supposed to look
played
like.
college, I played pro. It did not take me a long time to realize, dang, that 4-star kid we just got out of Arlington Heights, yo, he can't play. Wait, this dude was a 5-star?
No doubt.
This dude is terrible. James, it should not take the Cleveland Browns. Honestly, they probably know by now.
They know.
They already probably know.
part of
And
it,
in
though.
camp, they also probably know.
Yeah, and I think it's more of the business part. And nobody wants to look foolish, right? Like, you come out here, you're going to have Shedeur as a starter, but you draft him in the 5th round. Now, why'd you draft him in the 5th round? Now you got to answer all these other questions that you probably don't want to answer.
Correct.
So I think that the way they're trying to go about what the quarterbacks is, let's be safe, let's be efficient, let's make sure we don't throw nobody on the bus, or GMs, or scouts. That's why they're doing like that, because everything I'm hearing from training camp or for camp is like, yo, this young dude is good. This young dude, great ball placement. This young boy, he can play. He got talent. He's the most talented guy in the room. Now, some of the playbook is new to him because this is rookie. But all I'm saying is I think they're handling it the right way just because they don't want no, I guess, negative feedback from this automatically putting Shedeur in there when you draft him in the 5th round. You could have got drafted in the 1st or 2nd round.
Correct.
So, but I do truly think that when this thing is all said and done, Hut is going to come from number 12, game 1.
But not only that, they got to play games.
Yeah.
You know, like I was a 3rd-round pick, and Robert Ferguson was in front of me, and he was in front of me the whole training camp, and they seen me play a game, and that was it. Because I'm balling in training camp. Shedeur's going to be balling in training camp. He's been balling in OTAs. Now you show it in the game.
Right.
And once you show it in the game, because right now they don't know what the young boy's going to be. That's why they're saying, man, shoot, both of them probably look solid in OTAs, and we need to keep all 4. You know what I'm saying? So,
But certain coaches don't mess
show
like
up in
real
the
quick
game.
before we go. Like Andy Reid didn't play these games. Like
And
Westbrook
he
was
had
a
a
starter.
quarterback.
Yes.
Even though Westbrook was older, he's a starter. He's done so much here. You got to earn your right, Shady McCoy. Cool. Westbrook got hurt, right? Some of the other guys. No, watch out. Shady's in there. He's not playing these games. Hey, Mahomes, you're a great player. Eventually, we start Alex Smith, and we ain't gonna talk about it. So that way, there's no games being played.
Correct. And that's the way I
That's why he's Andy Reid, and that's why.
But that's
Other coaches are the coaches.
proven players, too.
Hey, right now we got to get back to the games of the year, the Pacers and the Thunder. The Pacers are on the brink of elimination. We already talked about Haliburton. Now let's talk about what actually went wrong for the Pacers. And is there a plausible chance they can turn it around? If so, we'll let you know exactly what it is. You'll hear it here
I
first.
feel bad for them guys, man. Look at them guys.
Pacers, big loss last night. They're now down 3-2. Thunder just 1 game away from winning it all. And the worst part of it all, Pacers' next game is at home. I say that's the worst part because now they might lose in front of their home crowd. Rick, that was the Pacers' first back-to-back loss since March 10th. You got to go back about 41 games to find the Pacers lose back-to-back games, but it happened in the biggest stage, at the biggest moment, in the biggest time with the most eyeballs. Tell me this. What went wrong for the Pacers?
Jalen Williams and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got comfortable. They were able to make them uncomfortable initially. But they figured out, Andrew Nembhard can only do this. Aaron Nesmith can only do this. I can do this, this, and this. And it was a little bit like Rick Carlisle did a great job of taking what he had and making them uncomfortable out of the gate. And that worked for only so long. And then Mark Dagnall realized, you know what? I'm not going to lose the game in the first quarter. I can rest Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I need to have him in a place where he's ready to close for me because that's where Indiana thinks that they can win the game in the 4th quarter. They're going to play us 48 minutes? Okay, fine. But I don't have to play my best player 48 minutes in order to get that done. Yeah. My depth is close to theirs. And essentially what it was, use a card-playing analogy, poker. Rick Carlisle, Mark Dagnall had a pair of jacks. And Rick Carlisle surprised him and said, I got 3 sixes. And then Mark Dagnall said, I got my pair of jacks, but I also got a full house. And Rick Carlisle said, I got 3 sixes. Where do I go from here? Like, we kept thinking, and we said this going into Game 5, right? Rick Carlisle, what's he going to spring? What's he going to do? And Rick Carlisle is looking at his deck and just going, what else can I go to? Now, I do believe that he could have been a little tougher and said, you know what? My 3 sixes ain't working. Yeah. I got to go back into my deck. I got to go to my wild cards. I got to go to Benedict Mathurin. I got to go to T.J. McConnell. Like, I'll lose with the guys who are at least trying to bring it. They may not be good enough, but I'm not going to play the guys who aren't. And he got sentimental, and it cost him.
You've distracted me because on my notes, and I need to launch this first, Nembhard's what went wrong for the Pacers. Nembhard had 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter. He was 0 for 2 from the field.
And wouldn't shoot the ball.
It wouldn't do anything. Nembhard, I mean, I already talked about Haliburton, so I'm not going to get... Nembhard was atrocious. Terrible.
Killed him.
Awful. I mean, putrid, disgusting, vomit-inducing. He was terrible. It was awful.
Can I give you the stat?
Please.
More turnovers than buckets, assists, or rebounds.
This the same.
4 turnovers.
It's crazy, man.
2
How y'all
buckets,
do
I
these
think.
guys, man.
This the same. This
3
the
rebounds,
same
3
Nembhard that's
assists.
been picking up my man
Yeah.
full court.
That one.
Right.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Oh,
crazy.
Working his tail off.
James, you saw the turnovers. I wish we had a cut of his turnovers in the fourth quarter. Just go home and YouTube them on your own time. But, Slick, the reason I say you distracted me is because as much as I've heralded Carlisle, the last 2 games, I've needed more from Carlisle. Because Carlisle, you're the difference maker. I've said it this whole time. You're the X factor. Like, you have to be the X factor. Carlisle, it's his job to turn up the volume where it needs to be turned up and turn it down where it needs to be turned down. You got to play McConnell more in that game. You have to. McConnell was the only thing that went right for you. He was the only thing. And Pascal, shout out to his 28 points. He was the only thing that went right for you. How in game 4 do you play Benedict 13 minutes? You play Mathurin 13 minutes after he has 27 points in game 3. Mm-hmm. And then how do you only play McConnell 22 minutes when he's your second leading scorer in game 5? Carlisle, you are their only hope because Haliburton ain't doing it. You're their only hope. And it just... It hasn't been enough.
This real quick, Jay, hold on. I can't wait.
Man. I can't wait.
You guys are something else. Seriously, you guys are something else. So, Nembhard, we blaming him now for the loss. I guess we should blame McBride for the Knicks, but they lost. Nas Reed, that's why y'all lost for the Timberwolves. What are we talking about? Moody. Moses Moody for the Warriors. Why they lost? What are we talking about?
Shady,
Nobody was even saying his name
playing
before the playoffs
35
started.
minutes.
Let me say this for a second,
we're
man.
We're not blaming them. We're blaming Rick Carlisle because he played Andrew Nembhard.
I get it. The true problem is it's a Cinderella story. Like, it's a great job these guys are in the finals, but they can't compete with the Thunder. If we just sit back to the old days and we just playing pick-up ball, who you taking first?
Shady,
you sit here.
Shady, they were up 2-1 in the series. Don't tell me they can't compete with them.
Thank you.
If this was a 5, if it was a gentleman's sweep, whatever it might have been,
they can't compete.
I'm with you.
They were up 2-1.
You cannot tell me they competed with them for 3 games.
It's something that seat. It gotta be something. I can't even finish my This is something that seat. God dang.
No.
Real quick.
Don't do that to me. Do not do that to me. Shade. That hurt me.
All I'm trying to say is when you really watch this game and you watch these 2 teams play, it's like, yo, the Pacers got to have so much stuff to go well from the win. Mm-hmm. That's why I call it a college thing. Yo, listen, when you get your 15 minutes, I need you to play as best as possible. And you go all the way down to the 8th, 9th guy on the bench. That's the pros, right? So when we talk about it, like SGA and J-Dub, we know what they're going to give us. They don't have nobody to give you that. Haliburton, y'all didn't say him yet. He can't give you that. Yeah. Okay, he was hurt. Well, I watched him play hurt a lot this whole series. Yeah. 5 points in 3 quarters, right? Siakam plays sometimes he doesn't. Turner, I mean, we found him this game, but other games we couldn't find him. And now when you talk about the role, like TJ McConnell, he played well.
Played great.
But wait, so you want your backup point guard to play 38? Almost 40 minutes?
I want him to do.
You see what I'm saying?
I want him to do what you need to do to win. Because Shady, that's what they did. Game one when they won. Hear me out for a moment. Yeah. Obi Toppin 18 points. That's why they won. Yeah. Game 3 when they won. Benedict Mathurin 27 points. That's why they won. Yeah. Game 4, Mathurin plays 13 minutes. Game 5. McConnell's your second best, if not your best player on the floor, and he plays 22 minutes. Shady had me thinking 30 minutes ago when he suggested you can't pull out a star. I can't recall it on the professional level. You at home who have Google access to you right now, you probably can. But I can recall it on the collegiate level, and it's very unheralded. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. I remember when Nick Saban pulled out the Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts and put in a backup in the national championship game, Tua Tagovailoa, with everything on the line for Georgia. Now, again, it's college versus the pros.
Right.
Jalen Hurts would go on to be a Super Bowl MVP, and Tua Tagovailoa would go on to be a top 5 overall pick. So knowing those names now, we do know how big a decision that is, because I would also suggest Nick Saban is one of the greatest coaches to have ever coached at any sport at any level. So I can't think about it in the pros, but I'm thinking about it in real time. But I do need the coach to make the decision, regardless of how crazy it might seem in that moment. I need him to make the right decision.
Last real quick last thing. You talk about the cards and all this. Like when I look at the Pacers, they don't have no great cards.
That's what I said.
So I know, so I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying you got these cards, you don't have that many great pieces. So when they lose to a team like the Thunder, I'm not surprised. Yeah. When you stole game 1, when you was down the whole game, cool. I still wasn't surprised, because you're still going to lose the series because they are overall just better. Yeah. Where SGA and Jay Will, even if they don't play well, they still have a chance. If the role players don't play, it's crazy. If the role players don't play well for the Pacers, they have no chance to win.
Agreed.
Yeah. If the stars for the Pacers don't play well, they still can win. Yeah. You see how backwards that is? That's why I keep saying, we talking about a legit NBA basketball team versus a legit elite college basketball team.
No, that's
That's the
truth.
That's what I will say, though, because I think we're beating around the bush.
Are they beating around the bush?
Problem, man. What has gone wrong for the Pacers? You said the first win, Obi Thompson.
Right.
Thomas.
Yeah.
You say the second win, you say
Benedict Mathurin.
Right. Mm-hmm. They only got 2, right? Mm-hmm. And we ain't say Haliburton yet. Mm-hmm. It's a real tough situation if I'm Coach Rick and I'm like, everybody doing their job, and I'm looking at my superstar on the bench in timeouts, and he the one not delivering. The bench has played well in every single game, damn near. Every single game. The only person that has not showed up consistently has been Tyrese Haliburton, and that is in the wins and the losses. So what do you want Coach Rick to do? If we were coming into the series from the get-go and said, man, hey, who can help win this series? It would have been Haliburton and Siakam and J-Dub and SGA. Mm-hmm. That ain't the case in this situation. All the backups is balling way harder than Haliburton. That's the reason why they ain't winning. And that's the only reason. I'm trying to go to you to make everybody better. I want you to be aggressive to go get some buckets. Right. You ain't been playing. All your teammates down the line, they've been playing. They've been taking advantage of their minutes. Mm-hmm. From Obi to TJ to all of them. They've been taking advantage of their minutes. My rotation been solid. No, you have not delivered. And we down 3-2 because the way you've been playing in the finals. Point blank, period. And it ain't been good. And it ain't been good.
And just imagine a time where we not even talking about the main player carrying them. Just think about, and I just want y'all to, that's why I keep saying the college mindset, because, out of the whole playoffs, right, from the Nuggets with Jokic to the Clippers with Harden and Kawhi Leonard, right? All these times, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler. I'm just saying, we look at them as to drive that bus. Sure. And when they don't drive that bus, 9 times out of 10, they don't win.
So how did they, and so I just, they're just a college team.
They are.
Demeans them. They got to the finals. They got through the New York Knicks. They got through the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got through the Milwaukee Bucks. All of those teams have alleged superstars.
Mm-hmm. Well.
And they weren't good enough. They weren't good enough to get it done. So if you want to call them a college team, okay, call them a college team. We've said it from the beginning. They're an unorthodox team to be here playing in the finals. I give you that. Mm-hmm. No question. No question. But they were successful in doing it. Mm-hmm. Until they ran up against the Thunder, and the Thunder's not just their superstars, but their role players as well. Their team collectively proved to be better than the Indiana Pacers. There's no shame in that.
But hold up. When we see, now, this is good. I love this TV thing because, on TV, right, you can watch stuff from 20 years ago, and it's on TV. It's documented. When we talked about the role players, you say you would take what role players?
What?
You say you would take the Pacers role players. When we had this conversation.
Yes.
That's right. So what I'm saying is cool, and the role players are playing great.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it still don't equals a win because our stars
ain't playing.
So when we get to a clutch moment and we need something, you got to have it. When everybody in the world knows if the Thunder's in a jam, we know who we going to. Everybody knows that. I don't care what coach, you know who it is. For the Pacers, we don't know that. We still trying to figure out who is it.
Yep.
So when I talk about the college part, it's like, yo, that's collegey though. Where a guy like Cooper Flagg is the guy, but if you really watch Duke, they got a couple guys they might go to in clutch moments.
Yep.
But in the NBA, you know what it is. When OKC was in Indiana, they was down, you know who woke up? Not the role players, not the guy that worked super hard. SGA, the MVP. That's what brought him back. And now when we get to, it's 2-2, we get back home and things are even, and we need to finish this series out, you know who carried them? They all NBA players.
Shady.
MVP and J-Dub. And if I'm lying, tell me I'm flying.
All I know is
I'm still on the ground.
All I know is if it was a best of 3, Indiana Pacers.
I know. Well, we going to wish the Indiana Pacers a great series.
Hey, when we return, Micah Parsons is expected to get a huge contract extension, but would paying him keep the Cowboys closer or get him further away from a Super Bowl? That's next.
Woo! Hey, it was a fun ride.
Hey, Micah Parsons could reset the market with his contract extension. I would suggest he will reset the market when he gets paid. Hey, remember, Myles Garrett already signed a gigantic deal back in March, and Micah Parsons says, quote, he should get every penny that he's owed. Here's what's fascinating, though. If Micah gets paid, Shady, do you think that gets the Cowboys closer or further away from a Super Bowl?
Absolutely closer. What are we talking about? We're talking about to give him Harrisburg, Micah Parsons. He the best thing since Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. It's primetime Deion back there. When I look at Michael Parsons, I just think like, dang, with Micah being there, you have something you can really give hope. Like, I don't think much of the Cowboys, to be honest, right? I see the same pattern. Really hyped up team. Jerry Jones gonna do some great stuff to get some press, get everybody hyped up. It's our year, it's our year. Dak Prescott balls out. We get to the playoffs, and Dak looks opposite with like in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to what I'm seeing with the Cowboys. When I look at Michael Parsons, it's like he gives the whole city, he gives the whole town, he gives the whole team, the franchise a chance of some hope. Because without him, what they gonna do? That's another question, though. If Michael Parsons said, you know what, I don't like what's going on with the contract, let me just go to the side and say, what they gonna do? They need him. He's a game wrecker. He's a difference maker. And without him in that lineup, you don't even look at the Cowboys the same. I look at the Cowboys as scary good because they do have a lot of talent. From Diggs to Micah, right? You look at the quarterback at times. Dak does play well at times. You look at the CD Lamb, and then they just freaking got over at George Pickens. So they do have some scary talent. Yeah. But they're not as scary if number 11 ain't out there in that field. And if you don't believe me, ask every quarterback in the National Football League. They'll tell you that. So, yes, I think the Cowboys have no chance of going to no Super Bowl. Well, let me check that back because they don't ever go to Super Bowl anyway. It's been for like 30 years. Okay, let me say it again. I think with number 11 not in the lineup, the Cowboys can't even get to the playoffs if he's not there. Because Super Bowl's kind of like, that's something they never, ever, ever do anymore.
Men lie.
Women lie.
Women lie.
Numbers
don't ever lie.
Oh, this is about to be
Let me make one thing abundantly clear, though, 2-5. Micah Parsons should be the highest paid player in football, especially at defense. He should set the record, highest paid quarterback in the history of the National Football League. However, the facts, unfortunately, suggest that the highest paid players at positions not only don't win Super Bowls, they don't even get to the playoffs. And if they get to the playoffs, they don't win there. Look at every highest paid player at every position. Cowboys, Dak missed the playoffs. This is last year. McCaffrey missed the playoffs. Justin Jefferson didn't win a playoff game. Travis Kelce, he gets to the Super Bowl, he loses. I put an asterisk there. Obviously, you're playing with Patrick Mahomes. He's the outlier. I would suggest it proves the rule. Tristan Wirfs, highest paid offensive lineman, didn't win a playoff game. Nick Bosa missed the playoffs, highest paid defensive end. Josh Allen, that's the defensive lineman, Josh Hines Allen, missed the playoffs. Jalen Ramsey of the Dolphins missed the playoffs. Antoine Winfield, no playoff wins. The highest paid players at each position did not win playoff games, and most didn't even make the playoffs. Obviously, the outlier proving the rule is Travis Kelce. Oftentimes, when you're the highest paid at a position, there's roster imbalance. Men lie, that's LaShawn McCoy. Women lie, that might be your favorite other analyst, but these numbers, unfortunately, they just don't. And that's not just a statistic that applies to last year. You can look up any time in years past. If you have the highest paid at a position, typically you don't even make the playoffs, let alone win playoff games, because there's just an imbalance there. If you pay Micah Parsons, which you should, Cowboys aren't getting closer to winning a Super Bowl because of the roster imbalance. I think it's a necessary evil, like valet parking. I can park my car those 10 feet, but I have to. It's customary. It's a necessary evil like an agent. I could have the deal slotted, but I got to pay you 3%. It's a necessary.
Can we put that list back up there real quick?
Yeah, because I just want to know real quick. So this is this year. This is like all
This
time.
is off last year. Like last year's highest paid. Those are the highest paid at every position last year.
But I'm saying, what I'm asking you though is like your point here is like just for this year. Or
oh
this
no,
year?
it's pretty applicable on an annual
So
basis.
Aaron Donald, he was highest paid, like highest paid.
The question then would become, was he the highest paid the year they won a Super Bowl?
So
Yes, he was.
We'll fact check it.
Jalen Ramsey, real quick. When he was with the Rams, he was one of the highest paid.
We'll check. We have researchers.
I can do this all day, James.
But even without that, can we see the list one more time?
Please, the list.
So who are you taking off of their team on this list and their team get closer? Even with them being the highest paid.
That's a great question. There's too much hypothesizing with that question, I would suggest. Because if you don't have Nick Bosa or McCaffrey, who all do you have in
because I'll answer for you, none of them. Because you need them to win.
Aaron Donald was the second highest paid behind Myles Garrett at defensive line that year, sir.
But you need them dudes to win, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about Micah Parsons. You need him to win. He's the best player on your team, including CeeDee Lamb, including Dak Prescott, and Trayvon Diggs, he's the best player on your team. You need this dude to win games. I don't care if you trade or do some contract, whatever you got to do, restructures. You got to keep Micah. Again, and you need to get Micah in there. You're way, way far away if you do not sign Micah.
Maybe it's just coincidence. I'm not suggesting that the empirical data is 1,000% right, but I am suggesting for whatever reason, James, every single position group, if you have the highest paid, you don't even get close to winning. Not that you don't win. You don't even get close to winning. Again, I like the Howie Roseman approach. I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you early. You're going to be very highly paid. You're probably not going to be the highest paid. That's just the approach I like as opposed to the Cowboys approach. I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you late. I'm going to make you the highest paid Dak Prescott. I'm going to make you the highest paid. Retain the talent. I'm not saying don't retain Micah Parsons. I'm really suggesting they probably just should have paid him 5 months ago. Then Miles would have been paid more. Max Crosby would have been paid more. T.J. Watt would have been paid more, and Micah still would have been paid a lot. That's really all I'm suggesting.
I'm just scratching the head because I'm confused. So, like,
it's the numbers.
I know, but like, I hate stuff like this because like, the best person, you're not supposed to pay.
No, you are. But that's why I'm saying it's a necessary evil, right? To me, it's like agents in football. I hated paying my football agent Shady because I'm like, wait a second, I got to pay you 3%. But the contract was really slotted on my rookie deal, so I got to pay you because everybody says I have to pay you, but did it make sense to pay you? You have to pay Micah. But I don't think paying Micah gets the Cowboys.
So real quick, if Micah's on another year, right? So last year, when he wasn't highest paid, were they closer to win a Super Bowl?
In theory, Dak was still the highest paid, so statistically, I would still say they weren't because Dak was still the highest paid. This is just what the data says.
So is Patrick Mahomes, is he not the...
He's not the highest paid. Remember, Brady was never the highest paid. Mahomes was never the highest paid.
It's a bunch of dudes on everybody's roster making a whole lot of money.
Agreed. Again, maybe it's nothingness. Maybe all of these highest paid at all these positions mean absolutely nothing. Maybe it means nothing. I'm just suggesting, James, there's a lot of data that suggests.
Can I ask you this?
There's just a lot of data that
suggests. So wait, is there a big difference between I'm the highest paid and I'm number 2? I'm just trying to figure this thing out. Because I know you're. Is it? Because you brought this up.
I would assume no. No.
So when we said Aaron Donald, when they won the championship, you say he's number 2 highest paid? I'm sure it was close. So my thing is like this is why I hate stuff like this because is it really factual? We talking about the highest paid, but what if I'm right number 2 behind, like Josh Allen? Josh Allen, what is he behind Dak Prescott? Is he right there next to him? Is he close?
I don't know. It gets
160, 155 million, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of close, $5 million difference. And one guy went to the NFC Championship game. Lamar Jackson, he's on his list somewhere. So when we look at it, it's like, all right, if you're not number 1, but if you're number 2, and all I'm saying is, if Micah's paid or not paid, bro, they are closer with him on the squad.
We talking about the best
Michael
players.
Parsons
I mean, that list you had is like some of the best players in the world. You need them on your team. And Micah is probably more valuable than all them dudes on that list.
Then the question just for me then is, how come all of these best players in the world, of which several you could suggest are even at least up until this point better than Micah? Nick Bosa's been a defensive player of the year. Christian McCaffrey, I think, an offensive player of the year, et cetera. Then how come They don't win Super Bowls. I mean, Travis Kelce is Travis Kelce, but he's playing with Patrick Mahomes. And again, it's not easy to do.
But we all know Super Bowls is
okay, how come James, like,
bruh.
I'm just
suggesting. The Cowboys to the playoffs that year.
I'm just suggesting last year, none of these people were close. And yes, the Rams need, the Vikings need Justin Jefferson, and the Niners need McCaffrey and Bosa, and the Bucks need Wirfs and Winfield, and the Dolphins need Ramsey.
I mean, but
I'm just saying, James, like, nobody's close.
But let's just look at it though, because we didn't have the Dallas Cowboys close anyway. All right, the Niners, Christian McCaffrey got hurt. He was hurt all year. The Vikings won 37 games, a lot because of what Justin Jefferson did. They wouldn't even had a chance to be the number 1 seed. They won 14 games. Then you go down there, obviously Travis Kelce, he keep going to the Super Bowl with Patty. And then that's one of the best Tristan Wirfs, one of the best tackles in the world.
Agreed.
Nice.
I'm not disagreeing with anything y'all are saying.
James, real quick. So what about the year before that when the Niners went to the Super Bowl with Chris McCaffrey being the number 1 highest paid running back? Does that not count either, that year?
And I'm sure Nick Bosa was up there for pass.
Oh, right. What about Saquon being number 2?
You were wrong last time. I'll check again.
Hey, Saquon was number 2.
I gotta go to break, Coleman. Run the music.
Oh, you let him do that list. You let him do that list, man.
Y'all hear the sound? That means it's time for crazy work.
And that's a block off.
Favorite segment when we return. Hi, family. It's time for the most exciting segment on sports.
Called crazy work.
2-5. Go ahead and get it popping with Sean McCoy. What a move by McCoy.
Excuse me. Now you see it, I show, and now you don't. Taj, did you see that? Taj, did you see that move? Somebody done broke an ankle. Oh, my God. You done broke an ankle. You are a little boy. Look at the speed, though. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one.
Sean McCoy can't be stopped.
This is called giving out crazy work. Can we see it? I can't wait.
Ain't this what you've been waiting for? It's time. Crazy word. Get it popping, 2-5. Get it popping.
It's been a while, but we back. I know it's the NFL, but it's the UFL as well. With crazy work, I don't discriminate. I give love to everybody. If it's the NFL or UFL, if you ball, you get the call from 2-5. Let's get to it. Can we get to it, please? Arlington Renegades. Kalen Balaj, he's a player of the Dolphins. Now he played the Renegades. 77-yard touchdown to the crib. He can go off the, you know the rest. Stop playing with number 4, because he's number 1 in your heart. Check him out, though. Break a tackle, get off me. Now shoulder burners. His feet's on fire. Yeah. Get off me. Bowling ball, strike, not a spare. Stop playing with him. He did not win, but he did ball out. Can we go number 2, please? Jump forward, Howard. Come on, let's get it. Get off me. If you can't tackle me, then watch out, because I'll take it to the crib. Listen, I'll tell you one thing about him. This is the second longest run all season. If you didn't see it, now you see it. And now, Howard don't play with nobody. He ain't playing with me. 41, he knocking heads off. He knocking shoulder pads off. All he doing is giving that crazy. But guess what?
He ain't win.
He didn't win. When we had running backs, now we got quarterbacks. Bryce Perkins. Now, this one you know you're a bad brother. One hand, 1, 2, 3. Get off me. He was the Offensive Player of the Year. Wait, he was the MVP of the year. This boy can't stop. 1, 2, 3. Is it 4? Is it 5? I lost count. Listen, it reminds me of somebody I know for the Eagles. Saquon. Listen, when you that good, you that nice. This is why Bryce won. Because he look like Saquon, but he's throwing the ball like Brady. The brother can't miss. I'm going to see him in the pros, and I'm seeing him in the NFL. Bryce, keep balling, dog.
I feel bad going to this next topic off of crazy work, because that was one of the best crazy works I've ever seen. But Haliburton, which we do next.
We not showing you, we showing me.
Haliburton doesn't deserve to follow crazy work. He has not earned the right to follow crazy work. Haliburton should not be associated by name, by junction, by performance with crazy work. Not after last night's performance, but we got to talk about it. How upset are we? That's next. Hey, the Pacers lost last night, and we already know, and a lot of negative attention is on Tyrese Haliburton, rightfully so. Only scored 4 points, all from the stripe. Didn't have a field goal. Haliburton was also apparently dealing with a calf injury, but he still played.
Come on, man. Before you go to anybody, you telling me you looked at this game, he like he was hurt to you?
I'm supposed to go to you
I could show you. I don't want to go first. I'm tired of it. When we get off this desk, I'm going to show you some guys that was injured, and you can tell. You can tell. You can tell who's hurt.
How do you view Slick? How do you view Haliburton after the Game 5 loss?
Not all that different.
What?
Honestly. Not all that different. Look, I said it, and I believe anybody who follows the show knows that I never labeled him a superstar.
No.
He had superstar moments. And I thought because of that, he might be a superstar in the making. The problem is that in these finals, when you get to this stage, he has demonstrated that he doesn't have a superstar mentality. Because a superstar goes down swinging. A superstar, we don't ask, okay, when did he get hurt? Is he hurt now? Or is he just not trying to bring it? Is he not delivering it? And that's why with the whole, this just, the injury just feels like an alibi for the way that he played. The guys that I know who end up being superstars, Kobe Bryant shot 4 air balls, okay? I talked to him after that. I was thinking, oh, this young kid shot 4 air balls, knocked him out, everybody's on him. He goes, I'd shoot him again.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd shoot him again.
That's right.
I'd take every one of those again. Tyrese Haliburton has not shot, he shoots 1 air ball, we might not find him for a couple quarters, right? And that is not when you're the leader of a team and you're going to go up there and you're going to talk like you're the leader of this team. You can't just talk. You got to show. And you may not hit them. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams weren't making every shot throughout the series, but you never questioned that they were still going to keep coming. And that, to me, is the difference. And look, the Thunder also exposed all of his warts, all right? His bag is not as deep as we might have given him credit for. He's physically... Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not built all that different. Shai doesn't mind contact. Shai looks for it.
He gives you... Yeah.
Tyrese wants no contact. Unless he's got a clear lane, he's not going.
Yeah.
Those are things that... Look, he's only 25 years old. So I'm not going to close the door on that he can't get better. He can't solve some of these issues. He can't expand his game. But it's going to have to start with his mentality, which is, I can never turn the switch off. I got to keep coming.
I'll go.
Sorry to deliver all that, Emmanuel.
They
You got a headache?
I gotta use your full name on that.
You got a headache? Migraine?
I'm in disbelief.
You an emoji? The thinking emoji?
Disbelief.
I'm in disbelief. I'm shocked.
Are you?
I didn't know Haliburton was capable of this. I know he's capable of this. You ever know someone you loved and you trusted so much and you found out they aren't who you thought they were?
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend. Oh, sorry. It's not...
I didn't know.
Story for another day.
I didn't know, we've been in these situations before. I won't out anybody. Nobody out anybody at this desk. But, until you saw the tape, you heard your homeboy stole from you. Nah, they would never. They could never.
Oh,
that's my best friend.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I got it on tape.
Oh.
You heard your girl cheated on you. Not my girl. Maybe your girl. No, I got it on tape.
Our girl now.
Oh, dang.
I'm in disbelief. If James would have told me Haliburton did it, nah, it's not possible. Not the Haliburton I know.
Yeah.
Forget superstar. I can't utter the word all-star. Not being hyperbolic, there's not a top 50 player in the NBA that would have done what he did last night. No made field goals.
0.
Jamal Murray wouldn't have done that. He's never made an all-star game. Spidey Mitchell wouldn't have done that. Devin Booker wouldn't have done that. Paolo Banchero wouldn't have done that. Franz Wagner wouldn't have done that. Alperen Şengün wouldn't have done that. Amir Thompson, none of the other Thompson wouldn't have done that. Hell, Jalen Green wouldn't have done that. Cat wouldn't have done that. Julius Randle wouldn't have done that. I can't name a top 50 player who would have went over from the field along with no blocks, no steals, no nothing. Forget superstar. All-star. I can't even utter all-star right now. I'm in disbelief. Again, unless you had showed me the tape, I wouldn't have believed it. But I watched the tape with my own eyes.
You see
4K, caught,
Yeah.
red-handed.
Yeah.
He's guilty.
Can I get the camera just for a second? Just for a second. Tyrese, you broke Acho's heart.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Genuinely. Because Shady been trying to tell me. James been trying to tell me.
I've been trying to tell
But I
you.
refuse. James is like, hey, Och, she cheating on you, bruh.
They call me a hater.
They cheat. Hey, Shady said, hey, Och, I seen her. She was a catch last night. I don't know who she was with, but I said, he had some facial hair. I seen her. Nah, Shady, you couldn't have seen her, bruh. James, that wasn't her.
Nah, she too good to me, huh? Yeah.
And then I watched 48 minutes.
48
minutes just out there kikiing and ha-ha.
That's it. Yeah.
Disgusting.
I wonder where his dad's at, though.
Yeah.
You know his dad always be in somebody's face.
No, he should be hiding too. I'd have told my kids, come on, you're not helping. Sit right here, bro. I view him different, man. I do. Like, coming into this series, I didn't think he would be the one why we would be pointing the finger at why the Pacers lost. I thought he would come in here and I thought he would deliver. But for me, it's more than that. It's like he was 0 for 6, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the 0.
Yeah.
The 6.
Give me 12. Give me 15.
That's a good
You
point.
understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm watching the game, and I watch the little stuff. I'm watching the game, and my man is getting bullied before the ball is even inbounded. Caruso is doing this to him before the ball inbound, and it ain't no pushback, it ain't no nothing. And he just out there. And then you come up to the podium and we want to talk injuries and all that after you had a terrible game. My opinion has changed, man, because I just don't see the dog in him. I don't. I respect him as a player, but in this series, I do not see that dog in him. I do not see that leader in him. I do not see that will to try to go out there and win. I don't see none of that, man. And you are supposed to be the best player on the team. Shea ain't smiled yet. And he giving 30 and 30 and 30 and 30. And he ain't smiled yet because the job ain't done. You ain't even started your series yet, man. It's about to be game 6. Everybody else on your team has showed up except you, and it's about to be game 6. You know what he playing like? He playing like a James Jones, a role player. I knew Aaron Rodgers was going to show up. When I was putting my cleats on and after I got done talking to my mom and them, I'm like, yeah, I know Aaron going to do his job. I'm trying to help him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told I knew he was going to show up. I knew Clay Matthews was going to show up. Like, Nembhard, I didn't know what Nembhard was going to give me. But Nembhard has showed up.
Right. In his own
I didn't
way.
know what TJ was going to give me, but TJ has showed up. You the only one, bro, that ain't showed up in the biggest moments, man. And I don't even really see that competitive fire and that dog in you.
And we talking about he a
go out there,
superstar. Y'all should
man.
be ashamed of yourself. You deserve to be in timeout from TV for at least a whole day.
A whole day.
Yo,
But step on a man when he's down, man.
like this joke. But the truth is, I mean, this is who he's always been. I've actually gained some respect for him in these playoffs. I'm gonna be honest though. Last year he played well, right? Same spot, Eastern Conference. And then this year, the same thing. And he made some big boy shots in the big boy moments. So he does have that clutch gene in him. But, you know, at this point in my career, when I'm now retired, I can honestly say I get it now. There's some guys that are elites, and there's some terrible players. And there's an area where it's like, yo, this is a good player.
Yeah, that's
He's a
true.
good player. We want him to be more than what he really is, and that's okay. When I feel like I always say this, the playoffs and big moments will make a player bigger than who he really is. And it's like a guy can be good all season, but he gets the playoffs and he balls out and he's putting these big numbers. It's like, yo, maybe he's really this. And I think we look at him like that. But the truth is, he's just a good player, man. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. He's a good player.
Yeah, I think you can have a game, right? Or a moment, right? But the superstars are the ones who
Consistent.
They have keys to all the doors, not just to search the door that they have the key that fits.
Right now, we locked out. Hey, when we return, the Browns could be keeping all 4 of their quarterbacks. So what would that unique approach mean for Shedeur Sanders, the most polarizing player in the NFL right now and the biggest sport? We got to talk about it. Another beautiful day here with the facility. Been a great show so far. It's going to get even better now. Hey, the Browns are doing something very uncharacteristic of NFL teams. They're talking about keeping all 4 quarterbacks this season. That's very unheard of. Typically, a team keeps two quarterbacks or so. But now with Shedeur Sanders on the roster, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, now they're talking about keeping all 4 of them. James, Shedeur Sanders was supposed to be potentially a first-round pick. Fell all the way to the 5th round. Now the Browns might keep 4. What does that approach mean for Shedeur?
It lets me know that Shedeur's looking like a first-rounder out there, number 1. Because they came out and they said this is a 4-quarterback competition. That's what they said before minicamp, OTAs, and all that. And then now you're coming out and saying before these young fellas have played a preseason game that you are thinking about keeping 4 quarterbacks. That means he has checked every box. That means he's looking like a first-rounder. Everything I'm hearing is that the young dude is out there balling. He's grasping the playbook. So now it's all about just seeing him play in the game. But I absolutely love it. But it means that, in my humble opinion, that they're not lying to us, that he truly has an opportunity to start for the Cleveland Browns. And it's going to come down to whoever plays the best in preseason. And if I had to put my money on a quarterback going out there that I think is the most talented, that will play the best, it's Shedeur Sanders. I think he has a legit chance to really be the starter for the Cleveland Browns with them opening up this competition and trying to keep 4 quarterbacks. I really do.
Hey, I'm just thinking real quick. I know it's off topic, but if I'm Myles Garrett, I got all this money now, and we having a conversation if they're going to start a 3rd-round pick, a 5th-round pick, Kenny Pickett, or a 40-year-old quarterback. Yeah. It's like, I can't catch a break. But anyway, you know, I think it just means basically that Shedeur Sanders has a legit chance to start week 1. Because you got to be careful of, I guess, the team, how they present things to the public, how they present things to the team and to the players. And I feel like when you have a quarterback that you took in the 5th round that's super hyped up, that's everybody in football love him, right? And you draft a guy in the 3rd round before him, and then you got a quarterback you traded for from Philadelphia, Kenny Pickett, who played well with Philadelphia. Yeah. And then you got Joe Flacco, who's probably the most experienced out of all of them. And it's like, how do I tell my team without making the GM look bad, like, well, why you draft the 5th rounder when you should have took him before the 3rd? You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot going on. And I think doing it this way, saying we're going to keep these quarterbacks, we're going to slowly get things together, and I think you make Shedeur earn it. Now he looks good at OTAs, mini camp, then he gets to training camp, then he gets to preseason, and he looks good, and then you start him, nobody will point the finger like, why you did this, it's water under the bridge now. So I like the way they're doing it. I think Shedeur is probably the most talented. All my reports I got from players, from coaches, they said that young boy nice. They said the only issue might be
Gotta learn the playbook.
Learn the playbook for every rookie and what he looks like with pads on.
That's it.
And if that's good, Acho, get that brother the keys to the Maybach.
Yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't.
For Shedeur, it's amazing. It's amazing for Shedeur. It means he makes the team, obviously. It means he's going to start the season, obviously. I just hate when coaches are soft. And this, to me, what's going on is soft. Like, what I loved about my time in the NFL, especially retroactively, my coaches didn't lie to me. Chip Kelly lied to me. But like the special teams coaches, the linebacker coaches, they would be like, nah, Acho, you got your work cut out for you. Nah, Acho, you probably going to get cut unless you do X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
Hey, Acho, you're not going to make this team. Go make another team. They didn't lie to me. I hated hearing the truth. But give me a harsh truth over a gentle lie any day of the week. And it seems like in Cleveland right now, they're getting too many gentle lies. If Shedeur's better than Flacco, say that. If he's better than Gabriel, say that. Shady brought it up about an hour ago. Because you drafted Gabriel in the 3rd round, you have to act as though Gabriel is better so that you don't look stupid for drafting him in the 3rd round. It's too many gentle lies being told in Cleveland. There's no need for 4 quarterbacks. I looked last year, they had 4 quarterbacks on their opening day roster. Look how that worked out for them. I think a 3 or 4 win team. So if Shedeur is better, be better. Unlike linebacker, you can put 2 or 3 linebackers on the field at a time. You can put 4 receivers on the field at a time. 21 pony, as we call it, 20 pony, I don't know what y'all call it on offense. You can put 2 running backs on the field at a time. You're not going out there with 4 pocket passing quarterbacks at a time. So I hate it, James, because it seems like the Browns are just being soft instead of delivering harsh truth.
But see, I don't know if it's necessarily being soft because you can't say that he's better right now because he hasn't played an NFL game. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough to go out there and say, man, he's better than Flacco. Yeah, he may throw the ball a little better than Flacco or whatever it may be, but he hasn't played a game yet. At least you know, good or bad, what Flacco looks like in the game right now. At least you know, good or bad, what Kenny Pickett looks like in the game right now. You have no clue what Shedeur's going to look like, so you can't just bump him up there just because you're in shorts. That's why I'm saying if he does what he's supposed to do and go out here and training camp and ball in preseason, you have to start him, especially if he balls harder than Dylan Gabriel. You have to start him. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't understand why wouldn't you if you're going to win 3-4 games with Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco.
At this point, that's exactly what it looks like. Hey, well, we got to head to Hawaii. Not us, literally. But the Rams, they're in Hawaii for minicamp. With that going on, with that underway, hey, Matthew Stafford, he has an opportunity this year at a Super Bowl. He played the Eagles about as well as you can play them. Is this Stafford's last shot to win it all? The Rams are underway for greatness this season. Hey, the Rams are in Maui right now as minicamp is underway. Helmets are on, plays are being run, and the journey to the next Super Bowl champion Rams, at least that's what they're hoping for, it has already begun. Stafford, we know, has probably the best duo in football at wide receiver, Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, but Stafford is 37 and Devontae Adams is not getting any younger. James, would you say this is Matthew Stafford, a person who's already, I think, his teams has contemplated retirement. Would you say this is Stafford's last shot at winning a Super Bowl?
No, I think Stafford has a couple more years in him. We're seeing these quarterbacks play today 40, 41 years old. Matthew Stafford got a good young defense. You got two really good wide receivers. You got a really good running back. Like, they are going to continue to add pieces. And Matthew Stafford could throw this football with the best of them. I've seen it with my own two eyes playing against him year after year in Detroit. He is like that throwing the football. I think he has a couple more years to chase this championship. And not only that, we talked to a couple people close to the Ram, and they say Matthew Stafford's schedule is phenomenal. So that's going to help him out, too, being able to be fresh and stay out there. But no, man, he is way too talented to count Matthew Stafford out. Got Sean McVay. It's too much talent over there. They're only going to get better. I give him a couple more years to chase the chip.
Shot. He got a lot of shots. Yeah. He got a lot in that tank. I don't know if you watched him in the NFC Championship game. Or no, what game was that? Divisional game?
Divisional.
Against the Eagles? In the snow. How did he look?
He looked good.
He was throwing no looks in the snow. And now you add Devontae Adams to your roster? You kidding me? With a young defense, it's going to get even better this year. He's going to look really, really good. He's still throwing the ball at a high clip. He reads phenomenal. Yeah, and he has Sean McVay with him. Yeah. It's one thing to be like a guy like Aaron Rodgers that still has some talent that's older and not have a Sean McVay that can really help you out.
Good point.
Him and Sean McVay together is dangerous. It's dangerous.
Here's my question, though. Don't y'all why aren't the Rams better? And why aren't the Rams consistently better, right? Since they won the Super Bowl, 22-18 is their record. They had Stafford's record was 22-18, not the Rams. He had a 3-6 season, a 10-6 season, a 9-6 season. As good as Stafford is, as good as McVay is, as good as the Rams consistently are, they're not very dominant. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams were 9-8 this year. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams were 8-9. I wouldn't be surprised if they were 12-5. I wouldn't be surprised if they were 7-10, whatever that adds up to. Like, the Rams are they're just never dominant. Does that not bother y'all?
After losing Aaron Donald and losing Odell and losing
Von Miller and then losing,
you wouldn't think they overachieved? Because
that 9-6 year, like right after the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, like, back-to-back playoff years. Mm-hmm. Like, we wouldn't say the Rams was like a playoff team 2 years ago with all the pieces they had. You wouldn't say like they overachieved. But now we putting some pressure on them because you got Devontae Adams, you got Puka. We seen the good young defense. We seen Matthew Stafford play at a high level. You got a good running game. So now I think we put some pressure on them. These last 2 years, I believe they overachieved.
I guess as good as Stafford is, you don't see like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, because I would put Stafford in that conversation of Josh, Lamar, Pat. He's that good, right? Arm talent at least. He's not as dynamic because he can't run, but arm talent, he's that good. You never see those dudes like winning 9 and then 10. Like they win 12, 13, 12, 11, 13, 12. But Stafford he'll go like 3-6 and then he'll get hurt and then he'll win 9.
A lot of injuries with that plays a big role in that for the team. But also, I mean, he got some jewelry on his hand. Jewelry that they didn't buy.
Yeah.
Them other guys, they would love to have change that. Give me that ring and y'all take the 9-8, 8-9.
Yeah, really good point.
I like Stafford.
That's a really good point. Hey, when we return, we will tell you all exactly how we feel about the Stars after Game 5. It's time for the emoji segment. SGA, J-Dub, Emoji Star.
It's only a couple stars.
Literally two. Literally two, because I can't find them on the Pacers squad. Hey, that's next. Thunder, they won last night. Y'all know this by now, but now it's time for us to give y'all our reactions, not our literal reactions, our emoji reactions. Shady, let's start with the star that is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 31 points, 10 dimes, couple boards. SGA got busy. What'd you think of the Game 5 performance?
Allen Iverson said, stars shine bright in star moments. And as I look at these games in the finals, I see one major star, SGA. Put those stars in your eyes.
Now, you got to hear the context with mine. SGA.
Sleeping.
It was easy for him.
Too easy.
It's too easy for him. He got 31 in his sleep, yo. 31, 10, 2 in his sleep. Like, that's the easiest 31-point performance I've seen. Put him to bed.
Yeah. I'm with Shady, man, and I'm with you, Acho, because it looked too easy. He ain't sweaty yet, but he's a star, man. Star in the eye. They got no answer for him.
None.
Nobody.
At all.
And I mean, them are trying to work hard, full court. I give him his credit, but you know, it's just, it's just too easy for him.
Okay, we have weighed in. Let's see what the fans weighed in. We let y'all vote behind us on social media, and it's behind you, James Jones.
Cool. Glasses.
Oh, the gas is cool, calm, collected. I see
That's
it.
basically sleeping too. Just too easy.
I like it. I like it. Okay, look.
Wait, we need it. I like this one. Freezer goal.
Let's move on to Haliburton. That's next. He only scored 4 points last night. 0 for 6 from the field. But he was hurt. They said. But he was hurt. Shady, what did you think of Haliburton's performance?
I'm feeling nauseous. Throw up. That performance was terrible, home. Made me nauseous. Everybody in the house couldn't even eat our food. We trying to have wings and things. We couldn't even do it because he just playing all crazy.
Man, I'm being honest, bro. I'm rolling my eyes so hard they might be stuck. Like, and the reason is, I don't want to hear about. Oh, but he's hurt. I think I'm rolling my eyes. Colvin, am I rolling my eyes, or is it? Hey, I'm rolling my eyes at it. Like I'm really just. I don't want to hear about.
You got that eye roll where people don't even want to look at you. And
Correct.
You know you messed up. Man, I'm throwing up too, man.
He's nauseous.
Throwing up. I don't know. Am I throwing up? Am I throwing up? Or am I pooping?
He needs help.
I'm throwing up.
Oh, you throwing up. But we're waiting for y'all to fill it in in the little box.
I'm throwing up, but man, this is like, come on now.
Let's see what the fans said.
Like, you're supposed to be the star, dog. Yeah. Look,
that's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Poop emoji is fair. Pooper. That's fair. That's definitely.
That was close, though.
That's an adequate response.
But like, real quick, though.
Talk to me.
Like, that's the star, though, dog, on the Pacers. And the fan vote is poop. Like, come on, man.
Let's move on. Let's get to a better player. Hey, Jalen Williams, he had 40 last night. 40 points in the dub. First 40-point scorer at 25 or younger since Russell Westbrook years upon years ago. Shady, what you think of J-Dub's
performance? The first star had 30-something points.
30.
But the second star had 41. Ooh.
Yeah.
Will, put them stars in your eyes. Yeah.
For me, it was real simple. My mind was blown.
Man,
like when I saw what J-Dub did last night, I was mind blown. I'm cool with J-Dub getting 25. I thought that was within the realm of possibility. But you had 40 in the finals, and you didn't even rob Shai. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like your 40 kept Shai to 12 or 15. It's not like Shai was hurt. You had 40 while Shai still got his 31. To me, mind blown.
26, 27, and then 40. If you are what you say you are, a superstar.
Let's go.
No, that's what he is, man. He's a superstar, man. He right next to Shai. He's his right-hand man. They both balling, man. 71 points between the two of them, man. Yeah. They got at it. But he was off the dribble. He was mid-range. He was to the cup. He was getting steals. Everything you want in a number 2 player.
Why you don't never play no music from the Bay, though? You never... say you from the Bay, right?
Yeah, you already
Never
know
played
it.
any music from the Bay ever.
I always play music from the Bay, man.
Let's see what fans. Oh, they want the mind blown. They want the mind blown.
Why
I see
mind
that.
blown?
Okay. Mind blown. Because he 40-point performance and went crazy. Lastly, Pascal Siakam. He led the Pacers with 28 points.
Oh, yeah.
Shady, what you think?
Yeah, I mean, he played well, though. But what we talking about? You keep out like you did something so great and y'all lost. Yeah, so zip it up. Don't be talking. Don't just sit there with your hands crossed, you know what I'm saying? See you game 6.
I'm rolling my eyes. I don't care. 28 points they lost. I don't want to hear about nothing. Just my eyes are rolled. For what? What you saluting them for?
Because you won
Loser?
Eastern Conference MVP, and at least it's transfer.
That was weeks ago, man.
No. At least
right.
it's transferring.
Transferring.
At least
Transferring.
I'm just saying, at least you're not the problem.
You're losing.
You're losing because you're not helping.
Cole.
Because you're not helping me, Haliburton. That's why we're losing. Salute to the fans. Salute to the fans.